Minister, I'd like to echo, I think, what a lot of people have said today, which is you strike me as somebody who's incredibly dedicated to providing suitable services for children with disability, and I'd like to acknowledge that from the outset. I think the enormity of what the RTÉ Investigates programme brought up was somewhat overshadowed by the Beacon Hospital issue last week, but I expect that we will still be talking about this long after that other issue is gone, because this speaks to the culture and the ethics of government departments, and in particular on Runslanta. It speaks to the treatment of the state of people's personal data, and it also speaks to the attitude of civil servants to legal proceedings against people who are resident in the state, or in relation to people who are resident in the state. I think, I heard your opening statement, and I think the thing that I would take issue with is the idea that this is normal practice. And I would hope that this is not normal practice. I think during a legal proceeding, it may be permissible to share information with co-defendants. But what we're talking about here are dormant files dating back to 2007, where all of a sudden in 2017 or 2018, people take it upon themselves to go and create a dossier related to those files and then perhaps approach families. And we know it's not normal because the department took it upon themselves to compile a senior counsel's report. So the department must recognise that it wasn't normal. RTÉ has recognised that it's not normal because they got a programme out of it. And the families that are flooding my inbox with questions around this are recognising that it's not normal, because their reasonable expectation of privacy has been breached. And I have to say, unlike some of the members here today, I don't accept that it was legal either, because we haven't seen the senior counsel's report, and I am not assured that the senior counsel would have been in possession of all the facts, because those facts would have been provided to him by the department itself. And the questions that I'm getting in my inbox from families who are really quite distressed are things like, what other cohorts of people does this relate to? Is it just children? Is it just children with autism? Does it relate to mental illness? Does it relate, how many groups are dossiers being compiled on? Is it a constrained issue? How widespread is this? And what was the interaction between teachers and GPs and therapists and speech and language therapists? Did anybody say no? What happened then? What's the interaction of TUSLA here? Did they go and get legal advice? Can families of children on whom these dossiers were compiled, who are now over 18, and obviously there's a capacity issue then, can they go and access their files? And by the way, I'm actually not going to ask you those questions, because I've no notion that you would be able to answer all of them, because this dates back over a decade. And this is about the operation and the management by civil servants of the business of the department. So I think that this is a test. This is a test for us now. This is a test for the department, and it's a test for the government. That will we hold both of the departments and the staff in those departments to account? What is the value placed on ethics and medical ethics in the department, in Runslanta? Because doctors and nurses get training around ethics. Are civil servants getting that training? It certainly seems like they need it. But most importantly, this is going to be a test for us around whistleblower legislation. Now, this country has failed that test over and over again. And in the coming months, I don't want to hear, what I don't want to hear in the public realm, or coming from the department or coming from civil servants, is that the whistleblower was confused, that he had a grudge against the department, or that he had a fight with his boss or his own personal life. Sorry, I'm going to end now. But just to say, look, we need to get it right this time. This is about the trust between parents, of which I am one, of children with disabilities, and let not the message coming from today that this is normal practice.